WCLN 1170 Radio and Star Communications Channel 16 proudly present the We Should Know Show, an upbeat, informative look at people, places, and issues facing our community. This education-based analysis of issues will remain positive and informative. Now, here's your host, J.W. Simmons, as we consider closely what we should know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We Should Know is on there. My name is J.W. Simmons. I'm your host. I want to thank you for being with us today. We've got a very exciting show coming up. As you can see, we have 4 guests today, and I'm going to start with Tyler Wise. Tyler is the Director of Downtown Development and Main Street Development in Roseboro, Clinton, and probably a lot of places that we can talk about later, but that's the 2 areas primarily. But we're talking particularly about Roseboro today and what's going on there. Tyler, thank you for being here and thank you for being part of this. And you're actually, I'm going to go ahead and give you credit for assembling this esteemed staff of folks that's going to have conversation with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And I think the big thing I'm looking at, Stephanie Graham is with us. And Stephanie, I could take probably about, 20, 30 minutes to just talk about your background, but you're all about that idea of dreaming big, but planning smart, which I think is a great focus, particularly as we talk to these next 2 ladies, because they have done that and they're doing that. But you are also that kind of person that encourages other folks to step out and get things done. So we're looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, JW.
The next person I've got is Buffy Brashear. Buffy, I've got to share this. I looked at your name to start with, and I reached back out to Tyler and I said, now, wait a minute, I've got Buffy. What's following that? And so I looked it up and I found out what you were doing and with their pizza and sandwiches and so forth in Roseboro. And it's Buffy Brashear, but you were not originally from this area. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So not only are you bringing some, how should I put this, new juice, but you're bringing some new ideas and you're bringing it with a broader view of things than just somebody local. Yes,
I'm trying. I'm new in this kind of business, and I'm looking at the other restaurants around and, seeing what they're doing, and I'm just putting my own spin on things and going forward. I came to an empty building and now I have pizza.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you for being with us. And next is Donna Reedy. Donna, I've known you for some time and we were just kind of comparing notes from way back in community college days. You've gone from the nursing program, of which is when I knew you at community college, and now you're in a private business and it's called Reedy Mark. Yes, and I want to make sure that folks understand that's M-A-R-K.
Yes.
Some people get it mixed up and say Reedy Mart, but it's Reedy Mark. But it's a unique business, and it not only has a business sense in what you do, but you have an atmosphere. And that atmosphere I think is what people are looking for, particularly when they're looking a place to sit down, relax, and I'll use the phrase chill out a bit.
Mm-hmm. So we pretty much, the Reedy Mark is where creativity meets culinary tradition. We just really try to make sure that we do original recipes on everything. We focus on our customers. We make sure that we make them feel welcome. They are our neighbors, our friends, our family, and we want to treat them as such.
Well, you've always been an extrovert, but I don't think people understand how important that is until they get into business like yours.
Yes, I think I probably always have been an extrovert.
Absolutely.
But it is because you want to talk to your people. You want to make sure that they feel welcome and that you're interested in not just them coming in to spend their money with you, but you're interested in them personally as well. I think bartending pretty much half of my life, even while I was going through nursing school. I think that's just part of it. You can't be a bartender. I don't think you could be a nurse without being interested in other people.
You've got to have that passion.
Yes.
Tyler, I'm going to switch back to you right quick and just kind of give us a quick overview, because one of the reasons this whole conversation we're having today started out with something called Bloomfest. And this is something that's been going on for a few years. I know you and I and The mayor had a conversation last year, and I want to touch on that and kind of give us what we should expect looking forward at Bloomfest, and then we're going to see all of these folks involved in Bloomfest.
So Bloomfest for 2025 is scheduled for April 26th. We offer a nighttime kickoff concert. So this year we'll have Carl Newton Review on April 25th from 6 to 10 p.m. at our new stage, which we were fortunate to build with grants. One being a local grant with the CVB, and then another being an RC2, the Rural Community Capacity Grant, through implementation training that we traveled to Boone for. They were able to give us money from the state. Just being fortunate to be a part of the Main Street community. Roseboro has been able to add more than just Bloomfest and the Christmas parade to our events, which helps our businesses because we promote them throughout these public events in hopes that people will leave an event and travel down to our restaurants and continue their support and their stay in Roseboro, because it has truly blossomed into a destination worth visiting.
Well, it seems to me that part of what you do is get them to here, and then you guys convince them to come back again.
Correct.
Is that kind of work?
Yeah.
So not only are you doing the Bloomfest, i.e. the name kind of suits itself for the spring of the year, everything's blooming, flowers is coming out. And I want everybody out there listening today, if you're ready for that, raise your hand. I certainly am. I'm getting ready for that 70-degree weather when it's a little bit warm, but not really sultry hot, and flowers is blooming, and you start to have to mow the yards again and that kind of thing. So, I look at that and I start thinking about where would be a good place, Tyler, to start a business. And a good place to start a business would be in an area where people feel that need for regeneration, for new growth. And so, Buffy, I'll look at you, and you're not from the area, so to speak, and we love to see new people coming in. And thank you for being here, and thank you for being in Roseboro. Tell us about your business. What actually started this pizza sandwich shop, takeout only? What was the driving force behind that? Because I know there's some other people involved in it.
Yes. I came here with my cousin. I have two aunts that live in Turkey and a cousin that lives in Salemburg. And I was actually on my way to Alaska to open up a business there. And I kid you not, I was halfway through Canada and a forest fire started. And the only road to get into Alaska was no longer passable. I'm like, this is a sign. I'm going home. So
Wow.
I went home, regrouped for a week. My cousin reached out to me. She goes, let's go to Roseboro. She had a business here already where Vinny's is.
Mm-hmm.
She had the Cakery and Main Street Cafe.
Yeah.
And Vinny's was out of business, and she does pizza. And she's like, let's put in a pizza place. And she goes, I know a great building. Let's buy it. And I said, okay, let's buy it. And she was a backbone. She was teaching me everything. And she took off on me. And I am now left to run it. She showed me for a week what to do. And that's all the training I've had. And I've gone from there. I've went from a building that had absolutely nothing in it, not even a toilet.
Wow.
And we put it together.
Now, we're talking about a leap of faith here, in my opinion.
Yes.
And so far you've been operating how long?
A month.
1 month. So I got to ask the question, what's the feeling after 4 weeks?
My staff is awesome. Staff is big, because if you don't have staff, you don't have a business. You can't do it yourself. I can't be the register and the cook at the same time. So it's just been amazing. Actually, Roseboro's been amazing. Tyler's been amazing because she's helped me through the process. They've gotten some, I don't know, they're just great.
Yeah.
I thank her like every day. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I could have gone forward, because she's like, just do this, let's go forward. And
She's
So-
been referred to a lot of things, but not necessarily a guide rail. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Tyler, but
Yeah.
I think that speaks a lot for trying to start a business. And one of the things that you mentioned that I wanted to kind of bring out in your commentary is that it takes a certain boldness to do what you're doing, and to say, not only I'm going to do this. A lot of folks would say, why in the world didn't you rent a building to start with? That way you wouldn't have that burden. But you made a commitment to Roseboro, to Sampson and surrounding counties when you did that. Your particulate of this organization we call Wealth and Growth is huge, because that imagination has put you at a place. Mm-hmm. And do you still feel good about what you've done?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Roseboro community is great. They've been so supportive.
But when you look at pizza, what was the idea of pizza? Was that just something that didn't exist in Roseboro? Was it something was there, or did you want to put something unique out there?
Well, my cousin Judy, she has been doing pizza for about 13 years, and her sauce is amazing. And just she knew it. She was for it, and her heart is actually in pizza. So going forward, I'm just taking her recipe. I've tried to tinker with it a little bit, and I had to put it back to what she already knows.
We're going to take a quick break, and I'll come back and I'm going to talk to Stephanie a bit about what she does and how that inspires her a bit. We'll be back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
Computer viruses, malware, and ransomware are out there. They're dangerous, and they can steal your identity and damage your equipment. Star Communications is now offering Protect IQ. The service adds an extra layer of protection to every device connected to your network. Working quietly in the background, Star can help you protect yourself from the inside out with Protect IQ. Call Star today and take advantage of this free service when you sign up for whole home Wi-Fi with Star Communications.
How can your friend save you money? It's easy. Refer a relative, coworker, neighbor, or friend to Star Communications. Friend signs up for high-speed internet service. Friend's new account is confirmed. Friend gives your name to our service representative as the one who referred them to Star. You receive a $30 internet credit. It's just that simple. And even better, receive a $30 internet credit for every referral that results in a new confirmed account. High-speed internet from Star Communications. Refer a friend today.
Welcome to Cork and Brew Roseboro, where you can enjoy your favorite coffee, fraps, smoothies, bakery items, sandwiches, and select beer and wines while reconnecting with friends and family. Sit down and enjoy the experience. Come on by and give us a try.
When we're connected, American communities thrive. And as the internet connects more Americans to education, healthcare, and jobs every year, access to robust and reliable broadband is more important than ever for rural communities. For over 30 years, the Universal Service Fund has enabled affordable, high-quality connectivity for Americans across the nation, no matter how small or remote the community. This federal fund allows families the independence to live, work, and thrive in their communities, improves healthcare outcomes with greater access to information and telehealth options, gives children the education they need for a bright future, allows the start and growth of local businesses, which creates jobs that provide financial stability and strengthens economies on both a local and national scale. With the Universal Service Fund, we are expanding and sustaining connectivity for all through broadband built to last. Because when we're connected, America thrives.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We Should Know is on the air. J.W. Simmons, your host, talking with 4 folks today, of which we have already introduced, but I'm going to quickly go back around and introduce Tyler Wise. Tyler, thank you again for being here, for helping bringing this together. And Donna, I want to thank you for being here, Donna Reedy. And you're over with something called the Reedy Mark, and we're going to touch on that a little bit more. And we've got also with us Buffy Brashear. Buffy, you got into a conversation with us about going to somehow Alaska, and you ended up in Roseboro, which was a tremendously interesting story. And for some reason, it tells me that we just touched the surface on that. So we're probably going to come back to you. And of course, Stephanie Graham. Stephanie, I'm going to start with you because I know you do a lot of inspirational stuff. You teach people. You've been involved in corporate years, over 20 years. You teach people to dream big, but plan smart.
Yes.
And I think the perfect segue is going from what we talked about in developing got a 1 month business here, and segue to you and kind of get a sense from you of that inspiration to step into a new world and start a business and take a shot.
Correct. I'm gonna be honest with you, JW and ladies here. Buffy, your story is absolutely what I thrive off of.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Because her story is truly her business, Rosie's Pizza. Buffy's story is the true idea of dreaming big. She had an idea, right? She was going to Alaska and she just knew that she had this plan and that she was leaving everything that she knew, go to Alaska, right? Yep. And she was going to start a business over there. But from the story that we heard, you had roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. That wasn't where she was supposed to be at, right?
Here's your sign.
And now
there's a sign.
Yes.
Right. And so now here you are in Roseboro, 4 weeks open, like JW said, and now you're planning smart. You started talking about your staff, right? So now you said, hey, we bought the building, which was gutsy.
Yeah.
Very, very gutsy because of the simple fact that's scary because I'm a commercial property owner too. And when I purchased my building in downtown Clinton, all I had was my dream. All I had was my dream, but I wanted to have a place where I could serve my community. I could not only have a building and a space, but a space where people could come and thrive and get things that they needed, which is exactly what you're doing. So this story right here is the exact example of dreaming big. Now we're planning smart, how to make this money, how to get the footwork through the door. She's sitting here now talking about her business and her products. So high five to you.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
All right.
Thank you.
Way to go. And I think it's a perfect assessment of what we're talking about today with businesses, with what Tyler does and trying to help businesses grow. And Donna, I'm going to circle back to you and talk a bit about that business that you've been in now for a bit more than a month. You've been in there for a while, but when you started out, to segue from Stephanie, you started out with a different kind of dream, which was nursing school. And now here you are with a restaurant, well developed, and kind of an inspiring setting. Tell us more about that and what challenges you may have faced as you move through your business. And it may be something that other people out there, like Buffy, is just starting their business that could learn from you.
With my business, I guess one of the biggest challenges was time, because we needed to get back open. We relocated from a different setting before, where I just had a bar, and now it's an actual bar and restaurant. So time to get it back open, that was my driving force, pushing to make sure. We had a lot of involvement from the community. My whole bar is signed by every single person that came in to help us in any way. It's in the wood, wood burned. So they came in to help us. That was, a great asset. But then I guess the other challenge would be the space, because it's relatively small in the kitchen. So I don't have enough room to do some of the things that other restaurants might be able to do. And that's where the creativity comes in. The health department actually came in and did my inspection, and he said, well, I have to give it to you. You're creative.
Yeah.
We don't fry anything at all there. Everything that we cook is grilled or oven roasted. And, again, you just have to get creative when you're limited on time or space or resources, and we did it.
One of the things I think is interesting too in your story is that you use local produce and things that you can buy here in this area, so it's very fresh.
Yes. So there are a lot of local farmers that I've been in contact with, and we've purchased a lot of our fruits and vegetables as much as we can, especially, during the season. We also grow things on our back porch. We have a lime tree, a lemon tree, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. However, it doesn't produce enough to support the restaurant. So All American Produce was there in Roseboro. Mm-hmm. I think they've moved down towards Garland now, but we get things from them, from the Taylor's Bridge community, from the Clement community, anybody that has local produce. And we try to recognize that on social media to make sure that they're, thanked for supporting us as well.
Absolutely. Tyler, I want to kind of segue back to you talking about developing and growing downtown areas and that kind of thing. What do you see sometimes is the biggest challenge for other businesses that you've been involved with? What are some of the things that if you could have a magic ball and just move things out of the way that you would move that they have to go through?
I would say we as a community know we're amazing and what's all there. But I think marketing, getting it out to the people that we want, those visitors from surrounding counties and things like that. We've seen new development in the Autryville and Salemburg communities. And so how do we bring those soldiers, those people that are moving to that area to our downtown to support these creative ladies in the other businesses that we have. We have a furniture store. We have a hardware store. We have a lot of what you need in town. And a lot of it is just getting it out there because people in Roseboro have lived there forever. So they know, but there's new people coming or there's new people that we would like to stop by to do things like an allocated bourbon tasting, or you grab lunch with Rosie's and then come see Donna. You can be in downtown all day and be okay. We have boutiques. We have a floor. It's like we're growing. So I think a lot of it just goes back to marketing and getting it out there to the people that don't live in Roseboro or Sampson County, honestly.
Stephanie, one of the things I know you do is you speak to a lot of people and as an inspirational, motivational person. When you look at that and you hear this kind of thing and you just talked a bit about what Buffy had done and her inspiration, what does that say to you in the sense of what other businesses that may be listening or people that's out there today watching this show, what would you say to them about that idea? Just give us a little expose of that person that's got the idea, but just a little bit hesitant. I don't think I want to do it. That's not bold enough to say, well, I'm not going to Alaska. I'm going over to Roseboro.
I would say to them, don't give up on the dream, right? That's exactly where it starts at. It starts with that initial idea, that seed, I call it, that was planted inside of your belly, in essence, right? That thing that keeps you up at night, that thing that you just can't stop thinking about, whatever that may be. Don't lose that. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not going to work. Don't you tell yourself that it's not going to work. Don't be fearful of what can't happen. Tell yourself what can happen. That's what I would tell that person, because if you hold on to that dream, that's what's going to drive you every day to then start planning smart. I remember when I first met Tyler Wise and Donna as well, but specifically with Tyler Wise, I met her and she had this, because she's not from here, right? So she didn't know anybody. She didn't know anything about the cities, but she had a dream for how she saw this small town developing. And over the past, 2-3 years now? It's been about 3 years now, right?
Almost.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Yeah, it's been about 3 years. I have literally watched Roseboro, a town that I never ventured to. Now I am excited to go to see and to walk into all of these ladies' businesses. That's how I met Donna. Yeah. I went into her business and I was completely, of course, excited because she's a female-owned business, but I got to feel and experience her dream literally manifesting before my eyes. So to that person, don't give up on your dream, because it can and shall happen, but you must water your seed.
Absolutely. That's a perfect example, Tyler. And I think you do that well in helping stage and get folks on track. And I want to kind of, just for a few seconds before we have to go to break here, I kind of let folks know how they can reach you.
Yeah, you can call Town Hall or email me, tylerwise.tor@gmail. But I'm always around. Down at downtown in the restaurants and things like that, just supporting local. Come to our events. I'm always there, so we can catch us at Bloomfest. I think next we'll also talk about a new event that we're adding in partnership with Miss Graham and her nonprofit. So, yeah.
Well, one of the things that we do want to do is circle back and maybe in the next segment and touch a bit on Bloomfest and talk about again how that involves all of these ladies as well. And Stephanie, to your point, this is all ladies kind of event today. And the other thing it goes to is that don't underestimate anybody in the sense of what they can do. If you, as you pointed out, if that seed is planted, all you got to do is nurture it. And you could end up with a outstanding restaurant like Donna, and have people coming from everywhere just to stop by. Our goal today is to kind of get the message out that this is happening here in our area, along with other places in Bladen County that watch the show and listen to this show on a regular basis. We want folks to know that you're living that dream. Each one of you is living that dream. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back in 1 moment.
At Fisher's, it's not just about fashion. It's about exceptional service. Experience top-notch customer care and find your perfect look. Visit Fisher's today and feel the difference.
Experiencing slow internet? If you have a fast internet package, the problem is most likely your wireless router. With more devices using Wi-Fi, your wireless router may not be able to deliver the speed and coverage you need. We now have the leading solution to enhance your internet experience. Using small devices in a mesh network, these Wi-Fi appliances cover just about any size home so that all your devices can operate to their fullest potential. Whole home Wi-Fi from Star Communications. Get the most out of your internet connection.
If you run a business, you need sales. To get sales, you need customers. To get customers, you need exposure. Let our team of experts craft and produce the perfect video ad to reach your intended audience while making the most of your advertising dollars. Call 1-800-706-6538 or visit starcom.net to contact our Star Communications production team and get your business moving to the next level.
The average American household has 17 devices connected to the internet. With more and more devices able to get online, you may need to increase your internet speed. Call Star Communications today and let us help you select the package that's right for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thanks for being with us today. My name is J.W. Simmons, your host. The name of the show is We Should Know. We come to you each and every week on Star Communications TV. Also simulcast on WCLN Radio on Tuesdays at 2:30. Replays at 7 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday on Channel 16, Star Communications. Today we're talking with four ladies. It's Women's Day, or Ladies' Day, if you will, here in the studio. And we're talking about folks that are in business, that are growing businesses. And we just got through speaking with Stephanie Graham. Stephanie, thank you for being here and taking time. You're a motivational kind of person. You're an inspiring person, and you talk to groups and people and about everything from corporate right on around. And you got a business right here in Clinton, North Carolina. And I want to kind of segue also to Buffy Brashear. Buffy, I'm going to, I guess, clone you as the lady that started to Alaska and ended up in Roseboro. Yeah. And then I'm going to put a little question mark and say, go figure that, and we'll get people talking about what you're doing there in Roseboro. And Donna, you've been there for a while in Roseboro, unlike Buffy that's just started out now in about 4 to 5 weeks of our new business. You've been there for a while, but you have branded a restaurant that is has uniquenesses about everything, and that is the foods that you prepare, the environment that it's in, and you found that there's a population of people that's looking that kind of atmosphere with whatever beverage you want to order, and the uniquenesses around your particular operation there. So thank you for being with us today as well. Tyler, we could say a lot about you and what I want. I could get Stephanie to fill in the blanks with, but Tyler, you've been doing a lot for folks like this and businesses, promoting businesses, talking about small town Main Street stuff. I want to kind of start this segment back with you. If you had to say to somebody living in the urban metropolis of Raleigh or Charlotte or anywhere that's a bigger city, and they just sometimes have those days they want to get away, what would you say that they could find in some of the small towns that you've seen and that you've worked in?
I would say for Roseboro in Clinton, you're going to find a community that hugs you back. I came from Charlotte. I went to college at the University of Queens, but I was also from Columbia, South Carolina. So being in Roseboro was a shocker. I came here as an intern and have now moved into a unique position where I work for the city of Clinton in the town of Roseboro. But I think just the business owners have wanted to take Roseboro to the next level. And so we've kind of been willing to find creative ways to do whatever it takes, to volunteer the long hours, to make it happen. And I think now we're starting to see the fruit of that labor that's gone in well before me. I think we have to thank groups like our mayor, our town board, our businesses, our residents. Everybody has just been on board. So leave Raleigh or leave Charlotte and come visit Sampson County because it's worth it. This is like home away from home.
And I mean, you don't necessarily just have to be passing through. You could make this a destination trip. And to many people, they say, well, that sounds wild, but we're talking something you could come stay over. There's ample hotels and so forth in Roseboro area, particularly because you're so close to Fayetteville, North Carolina, which has got a huge population base. But at the same time, that's easy navigated in and out. We don't have that huge traffic problem like some of the urban areas do, and it's more of a relaxed kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, I would say we've created an environment for everyone. So if you want to do trails, if you want to shop, allocated bourbon tastings, pizza. We also have other restaurants. Like anything you're looking to eat, you can find it in Roseboro. We have a coffee shop. We have Micasitas Mexican. We have Railroad Street, the steakhouse, and they're building on to the caboose that will offer a variety of options. But we also have our Earl and Jerry's seafood. We have Reedy Mark and Rosie's. So the whole family will get fed. I mean, there's a lot of activities like Alive in the Borough, which has really taken off, a concert series that started on the truck bed of our hardware store's vehicle to now having an entertainment stage that bands want to be on. We have our Bloomfest that the community loves and our Christmas events. So we're bringing in almost triple our population when we have events like that. And that supports our local businesses.
Do you find the importance of what these ladies do with businesses are attracting folks that maybe come and stay for a day or two and then discover, well, maybe I want a place here. Maybe I want to start another business. Maybe I want to come here to live, depending on what their job profession is?
I would say since being here, everybody wants a building downtown. And I think a lot of times when we get a new business, I always ask, like, why did you choose Roseboro? And one of the florists, one of the things she said, and we just burst out laughing, was, it's happening here. Like, why wouldn't I? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I come here? It's happening for Roseboro. That boom that a lot of them talk about when the railroad was active and things like that, we're starting to see it, but in a different way, where you're eating, you're dining, you're staying, you're finding work, but entrepreneurs are also being birthed, because a lot of people that are calling town hall asking for these buildings, they've never been in business themselves. So Roseboro is the place of dreams, but they've also come true for a lot of people.
Donna, do you find it with your business that sometimes people come in and they're kind of somewhat surprised that they're finding what you do and the uniqueness of your business in small town USA, Roseboro, North Carolina?
I do. I do find that people are a little bit surprised. We had a group of ladies coming from Raleigh to the beach and just happened to find me on Google Maps, and they came in and they tried our charcuterie and they tried our allocated bourbons. We made a special cocktail, which is named for I think he's my 6th great-grandfather, Ezekiel Sunday Best was the name of it, and they just loved it, and they were like, how did you come up with this? And I just like trying to find new things, but things that will go for any person. So all of my drinks, all of my cocktails are not geared just towards women. They're geared towards men as well. You know, my charcuterie, we can do either way. And we can do from little tiny boxes for somebody to take to lunch to a 7-foot table, whatever your needs are.
So you can actually, like if somebody had celebrate an event or something, you could entertain that. Yes,
we do weddings. We cater. So I have a wedding shower that is coming up. I've got a baby shower that's coming up, and both of those are going to be at least 7-foot tables. We host bourbon tastings there, so that we have people come from Raleigh for our bourbon tastings.
Wow. So it's something that is truly part of a destination, because what you're trying to do is kind of get the word out. Hey, we're right here, and you don't have to deal with the congestion, and it's easy to park, and it's just walk across the street or walk down the street, and it's kind of that laid back environment. Tyler, is that good to say? Because it's always been part of small towns to have, and we've touted that, I think, in the past, of kind of being laid back.
I think at the Reedy Market, you're going to find different things. Sometimes it's laid back. Sometimes the party's going hard. I mean, we literally have catered to every audience I think you can think of. I mean, it's a small town of surprises.
Absolutely. And I think that's what we're seeing, not only with Roseboro, but with Clinton, with a number of areas that they're looking at that main street, that kind of core activity that oftentimes things are shutting down, and now we're seeing it come back. You know, it reminds me of the Bloomfest. They're wow, look at what's happening here. Same thing's happening in Clinton, Stephanie. And I mean, you own a business here in Clinton. You're seeing that in downtown Clinton.
Absolutely. Things are definitely blossoming all around Sampson County, between Clinton as well as Roseboro. But like Tyler said, Roseboro is happening right now. It's hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Do you think that the Fayetteville area is a huge benefit, or are you just seeing people that, like you just mentioned, it's just passing through and they find you on Google and pop in and you're going, wow, here comes 10 people in the door?
I do think that Fayetteville is helping us quite a bit. People, like you said earlier, I think are trying to get away from the hustle and bustle a little bit. And we provide some of the same things. We do live music, we have trivia, we have karaoke, we have music bingo, we have events for everyone. And it's family friendly as well. Just because there is a bar, it's still a restaurant. So my grandchildren come all the time. So I do think that Fayetteville is starting to see that coming out of the city limits a little bit and coming to a smaller area, sometimes it's a little bit more comfortable.
Well, I think that part of it is interesting as well. And Tyler, I know we've talked a bit about this, but it's like oftentimes we see people and they're looking for that unique adventure. And Donna mentioned something. Is there a way that you look at it through your lens and say, how do we get it more of the businesses and more of the people that's sitting here to your left on Google Map and on other locations with technology, that when they pull it up, they see this flashing sign and they see Donna's business, or they see Buffy's business, or they see Stephanie with what she does and motivation and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I would say last year, I believe North Carolina was fortunate to have a Google trainer. And so she went around teaching our businesses why is Google your friend? Like, what can you get from Google? The free things. And that's like claiming your business, making flyers and posting them on Google, actually responding to your reviews. That type of engagement kind of drives the traffic that people see on Google. But also Facebook has truly been a friend, I think, for Roseboro in teaching our businesses to do reels, to do posts. And you don't need 10 a day. Maybe 3 is what you hit at, but just learning like what works for them. And maybe you have a DIY experience in your business. And so you need to be on TikTok because that's where your audience is, or you need to be on Instagram, or making life easier for yourself and scheduling your posts a month out, or things of that nature.
When we come back, we're going to touch with each one of you, be thinking about closing comments and things we need to get in on this last segment. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're coming to the last segment of the show today. We'll be back in one moment.
When we're connected, American communities thrive. As the internet connects more Americans every year, access to robust and reliable broadband is more important than ever for rural communities. The Universal Service Fund enables affordable, high-quality broadband, improves healthcare outcomes with access to telehealth options, gives children the education for a bright future, and allows business growth and job creation. The Universal Service Fund is expanding and sustaining connectivity for all, because when we're connected, America thrives.
Providing fewer commutes, more backyard offices, and crystal clear meetings. Providing less, you froze up, and more presence in your presentations. Providing a better internet experience. Providing possible.
At the Reedy Mark, we take pride in a unique, distinguished customer experience. We specialize in handcrafted cocktails, allocated bourbons, as well as gourmet signature food items exclusive to our menu at the Reedy Mark in Roseboro.
Hey guys, Sydney and Jesse here from At the Table. Are you enjoying the show? We want to hear from you. We have a quick survey where you can tell us things you've learned, recipes you've tried, and how the show has impacted you. You'll be entered into a grand prize drawing. Check out our link or scan the QR code for more info. Thank you for tuning in and cooking with us at the table.
Ready to start fresh? Continue your journey? Or explore something entirely new? At Sampson Community College, we're here to help you begin here and go anywhere. With flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for your success, there's no better place to reach your goals. Registration for Fall 2025 is open March 31st through April 17th. Expand your horizons today. Sampson Community College. Your future starts here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We Should Know's on the air. In the last segment of the show today, we're talking to 4 ladies about business and doing business in the area here. And I use the word area, Tyler, because oftentimes folks will see it like as only Roseboro, but Roseboro is part of a huge, gigantic area here that literally is vital in the sense that you're kind of in the middle of everything in the southeastern North Carolina quadrant. If you pull that map up and take a compass like we used to do a long time ago and draw a little circle, you discover that Sampson County, and Roseboro particularly, is in that area. You're sitting beside NC 24, 4-lane by the way, to 95. The traffic is in and out. So does that make your job a bit easier in developing downtown activities? Or do you find that sometimes it gets challenging just getting that message out?
I would say it's been easy. I think we've taken on billboards, we've taken on our businesses supporting us in marketing, and we listen to our businesses and what do y'all think is going to work? Like, you all are from this community. What do the people here want? And then what do the people here believe will bring other people? And we work at it nonstop. We make it happen. And we do our very best and we grow each year from it. And so that is why we're able to run programs like Bloomfest, which is April 26th, or our Live in the Borough concert, which starts off with March 28th. And that's such a unique one because we've partnered with Community Uplift Initiatives, Ms. Graham's nonprofit, and supporting women, as this is Women's Month. And so she has run a program to where she's brought in a speaker to kind of talk about how they have successfully impacted or positively impacted Sampson County. There's a prayer that goes out, and then there's a annual picture that's taken. And so we were happy when she kind of brought the project to Roseboro and saying, like, this is the place, like, this is it for this year. Can y'all make it happen? And I think it took us 2 seconds to say, yeah. And so that, and she came with this vision of, like, bring your women businesses into this. Let's run some marketing. Let's do some discounts. Let's get people in your doors. Don't let them just come for this picture. Let them stay the night. And so we'll have a concert with River Mist, which is a great band. And they're local. And so it's things like that have just taken place, so where we're like, we get an A+. Like, we're an A+ community. We're making it happen and we're doing it. And we are growing our base of community partners, which is always great. Because that's truly where the support is.
Absolutely. Stephanie, I'm going to come this way a minute, because I know you've invested in the Clinton area, and you've got a business. You actually bought a building downtown.
Yes.
And you're touted as not only a motivational speaker, but also a person that kind of helps folks find their path, that finds something, as you pointed out a while ago, that doesn't resist that desire to make a difference in society. What are some of the things that you would like to see happen more in some of these main streets and some of these small town areas?
What I would like to see more in some of the main streets and in the smaller cities is for them to just step out.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you said earlier, just be bold.
There you go.
Have that bold leap of faith and not be afraid of the possibility of greatness actually being right here in your city. Nothing is impossible. Just because it's in New York or just because it's in Atlanta, the bigger cities, right? It can happen right here too. Because the people that live here, they're looking for that same excitement. They're looking for something to do. They're looking for somewhere to drink. They're looking for somewhere to eat. And they're looking for somewhere to just feel great. Why not right here at your home?
Absolutely.
So yeah, step out, be bold.
Absolutely. The lady that went on the way to Alaska ended up in Roseboro, North Carolina. I mean, I'm trying to envision a book title here of how that. What do you think? Buffy's trip to Alaska ended up in Roseboro. That's such an interesting story, and I think if nothing else, I want to leave folks with you just thinking about that. And as Stephanie just pointed out, you exemplify, she's already said, that boldness of making that happen. Do you have any reservations at all at this time in your 4 to 6 week business that you have bought the building, went in, remodeled, and pushed out, and you got walk-in, pick-up, possibly future delivery?
Possibly, yes. There hasn't been much of a call for it yet, but I'm open to ideas, and if Roseboro needs it, I'll be there to deliver pizzas.
Well, I think the other part of your business that's interesting to me is it's like oftentimes if you look at where Roseboro is and look at the 4-lane highways that we have that intersects and 95 and so forth, Roseboro, if you're not going there, it's on the way to somewhere.
Right.
So if they know you're there,
right,
then they can be part of what you're doing there.
Right.
And they got to do is call you. So is there a specific number they should call, and highly likely they might get the owner?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 910-627-3321.
Okay. So if I have a situation, say, for example, if it's a group meeting, or maybe it's 15 or 20 people, and Stephanie, for example, is doing a presentation, and we're going to do that including lunch, could they call you and say, we need 20, sandwiches or whatever ready?
Oh, absolutely. I've actually had Lakewood School order 30 pizzas from me, and we actually delivered.
So that's even available.
Yes. Yep.
So, but you're kind of getting your feet wet with that, as Stephanie was saying. You're being somewhat aggressive in making changes as you need to.
Yeah, I've already invested in a second pizza oven.
Wow.
I was operating with one and the call needed for 2. So we just got our second pizza oven.
So that, I mean, to me, that a lot of people may look at that and go, well, that's not really a big deal, but that's a big deal because that's saying in 4 weeks, your business is already growing.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
That's the plan is smart.
Yeah, absolutely. Donna, you can talk to us a bit about demand and how things change and how you maybe started in one way, but you ended up now with a whole different environment. And it seems like listening to you and folks out there watching today, it sounds like that is continuing to expand even as we sit here having this conversation.
It is. We started out just doing my signature sandwiches. So we have like a blueberry bacon and brie or a pimento cheese with bacon and hot honey. It's called the grown-up grilled cheese.
Wow.
So we started out just doing signature sandwiches, soups, salads, and charcuterie. And it has expanded to, a lot of people don't eat salads as much during the wintertime. So they might want what we call a rib sticking meal. So we do roast. We have pulled pork now. We have like featured items that we do in addition to our regular sandwiches and salads and soups. And then just like Buffy was saying, it's expanded to the point that we now are doing catering. Whatever the community needs, we try to step up and do.
Wow. So do you have a certain radius that you can cater in? I mean, if somebody calls you from Elizabethtown in Bladen County or maybe, I don't know, over in Smithfield or somewhere that's a pretty good drive, do you kind of shut it off at a certain point?
The only thing that I have shut off so far is they asked me about Bald Head Island.
Wow.
And to be able to get my items over there refrigerated would be problematic. And so I had to kind of cut it off there, but we would go just as far as we could possibly go.
Well, kudos to you, because that's huge. I mean, just to get somebody to say, look, we want you to do a delivery to Bald Head. How about pizzas? Can you do pizzas to Bald Head if you get that call?
I don't even know where that's at.
It's not Alaska. But it does go back, Stephanie, a bit to some of the things that you talk about is, kind of be prepared, because if you ever open that door, you may go anywhere. You're going to get all kinds of opportunity, but you don't want to overgauge yourself, I think. But at the same time, it sounds like to me, as Tyler, you've pointed out, there's changes, there's ways to communicate. I mean, this program, this show is aired on YouTube and is pushed out in the media. But now we live in that TikTok world, that social media world, the X world, where things get out and folks go, all right, well, I want to do that. Or I want to, you bring your, call that sandwich again you made with the
grown-up grilled cheese.
Yeah, I'm going to get calls. Can you give me the menu so I can see?
Absolutely.
So that's the kind of thing I think that brings part of our conversation, and how this conversation we've had today has been important, is the uniqueness of what each one of you ladies do. And an old quote is that what do you bring to the table? Well, you've talked about that today. And since we've got 2 restaurants here, we can talk more about that going forward in the future, what you bring to the table. Buffy, I want to take a moment just to wish you not only good luck in the future, but that you'll have less obstacles and more opportunities.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, and when I think about you going forward, I'm just thinking about what kind of sandwich I might order. I'm not sure about Donna here. I don't know whether I can handle some of this or not. So, any last minute, Tyler, I'm gonna let you kind of close out. Any last minute thing you want to mention about Bloomfest?
Yeah, join us from 10 to 4, April 26th. Remember, our concert with Carl Newton Review Band is April 25th. It's 6 to 10 p.m. And check us out on Discover Roseboro on Instagram and Facebook. That's how you can keep up with everything that is going on in Roseboro, because we're nonstop in our goals and our projects. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank you for coming. Good meeting everybody. Good seeing some people again. Always a pleasure to tout what's happening in the area. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you again next week right here with a new show. I want to also thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued input. We should know edu@gmail.com. And as always, may God bless.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of We Should Know with host J.W. Simmons. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion regarding this or any episode, please send your emails to weshouldknowedu@gmail.com. And remember to tune in every Tuesday at 2:30 for another informative episode of We Should Know.